They have posted who's your San Juan, Puerto Rico MVP. And these are the candidates: Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, what? Ryan Howard. I can see Howard being in the mix here because her scoring has been lights out. Jackie Young, and then a bunch of other players down here. And all I can tell you is I don't know what happened because I went over and voted once early this morning. And Caitlin Clark was running away with this joker.
Something didn't feel right. When FIBA dropped the MVP fan vote for the Puerto Rico qualifiers, Caitlin Clark was leading comfortably, thousands of votes ahead. Then suddenly, in less than 15 minutes, Paige Bueckers surged past her. Not gradually, instantly. Around 7,000 votes appeared in just a few minutes.
I don't have any idea how Paige Bueckers got this many votes this quickly. And by the way, this was actually a wider spread for a little while. But Caitlin Clark and her fans are catching her up right now. But this was a pretty wide margin when I was over there this morning and Caitlin was leading. I noticed one comment said that Paige had 7,000.
And the comments filled with one word: bots. Look at the totals. 168,000, 156,000. These weren't normal increases. This was a spike people watched happen in real time while refreshing the page.
The Yukon Mafia, guys, we've talked about them. I mean, the agenda is once again thick. It's real thick right now. I mean, you look down through here, and it is hilarious. All of the pro Caitlin Clark comments to the pro Paige Bueckers comments. It's like 15 or 20 to 1. And I'm like, okay, something's not right. So are we talking about bots?
Fans started taking screenshots, tracking every jump minute by minute. And what they captured is exactly why this situation is now raising serious questions. Here's where it gets hard to ignore. The scale of that jump doesn't match typical fan behavior. Even strong, organized fan bases don't produce perfectly timed surges of tens of thousands in minutes. And we're talking about going up against Clark's audience, the same fan base known for massive engagement.
Bots are flooding the Paige Bueckers situation. Somebody pointed out there's no way a 3,000 vote gap is surpassed in 15 minutes unless bots are involved. I mean, what is going on here? Right here, FIBA's been unserious this whole tournament, from commentary to this fake voting system. Disclaimer, this fan vote is not an official statement.
From record-breaking viewership to overwhelming ticket demand. When the numbers don't align with real-world patterns, people notice. What makes it more interesting is that FIBA already left itself an out. At the bottom of the poll, they noted that the fan vote isn't an official decision. In simple terms, they don't want accountability if things get messy. But when you run a public vote without strong safeguards, and the results suddenly spike like this, questions are inevitable. Especially when fans have timestamps.
Saying points, assists, plus minus, efficiency, she's killing it. She's killing it right now. I mean, FIBA, you need to take this down. Both bases are buying bot votes. They're accusing the Caitlin Clark fan base of buying bot votes. I just don't know that I get that. That I agree with that. This was 4 hours ago. You can see right there, Caitlin was leading, and then all hell broke loose. I mean, we're talking. Look at these amounts: 168,000, 156,000
screenshots, and a clear timeline of when everything shifted. Now compare that to what's actually happening on the court. Caitlin Clark has been leading Team USA across key categories: scoring, playmaking, efficiency, and overall impact. Ryan Howard has also been outstanding with high-level scoring and efficiency. Those performances naturally support MVP conversations. Meanwhile, Paige Bueckers has played well, But the sudden voting surge doesn't match the pace of what's happening on the floor. That gap is what people are reacting to.
Damn, y'all using bots for Paige or what? It looks fishy. It looks very, very fishy. By the way, I don't love that you can vote over and over and over again. Paige fans, stop using bots. Actually vote. Right here, not gonna lie, it's worthless to vote. Paige Bueckers fans are buying votes. She went up 7,000 votes in like...
The comments section turned into a full investigation. Fans started comparing engagement levels, pointing out that pro-Clark comments were dominating by a huge margin. Yet the poll result showed something completely different. Normally, when support is real, it shows up everywhere, in comments, shares, reactions, not just in silent, massive vote spikes. Some fans also pointed to coordinated online campaigns.
I mean, is there a way that they could get in there and find out if the votes are legit? If they've got a good IT team? Yes, absolutely. They could determine whether or not they were the vote is being artificially inflated. Never underestimate the agenda. Never underestimate the Yukon mob. We know how this goes. I mean, but we're talking about somebody, let's just keep it real.
Organized support isn't unusual. Many athletes have strong digital communities. But when vote counts move faster than what normal user activity would allow, it raises a different kind of question. Not about support, but about how that support is being executed, and whether the system in place can properly detect irregular patterns. And this debate didn't come out of nowhere. Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the spotlight,
it seems fishy. It seems weird that Caitlin was running away with this thing, and then all of a sudden, what happened exactly? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And now, of course, yeah, a lot of people are like...
There's been constant discussion around narratives, media framing, and which players get pushed forward. Paige Bueckers, coming from the Yukon Huskies women's basketball program under Gino Arima, is part of one of the most influential pipelines in the sport. That naturally brings attention but also scrutiny when moments like this happen.
Kind of like, hey, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona if you want to buy it. Yeah, that's not a thing. That's not a deal, okay? That's not something legit. Tell me what you think. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Tell me in the comments section, is this fishy or not? I'm calling bullshit. There, I said it out loud. Calling the bullshit. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure.
Something about this whole situation feels off, and fans are starting to notice it in real time. Caitlin Clark was leading the FIBA MVP fan vote by a huge margin. Then suddenly, within minutes, Paige Bueckers jumps ahead with thousands of votes appearing almost instantly, and people watching it live immediately called it out as suspicious. The numbers didn't rise naturally, they spiked unnaturally fast, and screenshots with timestamps began circulating online showing exactly when things stopped making sense. When you compare fan bases, it raises even more questions, because Clark's audience has already proven it can break ticket sites and drive massive viewership, while the sudden surge in votes for Paige didn't match the visible support in comments or engagement. Even FIBA seemed prepared for something like this, hiding behind a disclaimer that the fan vote isn't official, which makes it look like they knew the system had weaknesses, but ran it anyway without proper protection. Meanwhile, on the court, the performance tells a completely different story, with Clark dominating in points, assists, efficiency, and overall impact, while players like Ryan Howard also delivered elite performances backed by real stats, making the sudden voting swing even harder to justify. Fans also noticed that pro-Clark comments massively outnumbered pro-Paige comments, yet the poll showed the opposite result, which is not how real support usually works, leading many to suspect automation or bot activity, especially in an era where such tools can generate thousands of interactions in seconds. This is not about attacking Paige Bueckers as a player, because she is clearly talented and has a bright future. but about the credibility of a system that looks like it can be manipulated, because when results don't match reality, it damages trust for everyone involved. The solution is simple. FIBA has the ability to audit the data, check voting patterns, and confirm whether the activity was real or artificial. But the real question is whether they are willing to do it or will choose the easier path of ignoring the issue and moving on, because that decision will send a message to fans about whether fairness actually matters. At the end of the day, this might just be a fan poll, but it reflects a bigger concern that people are starting to track more closely, where outcomes don't always align with performance, and now the pressure is on FIBA to either investigate and restore confidence or stay silent and let the doubt grow even louder.